This woman has never won a primary, has not been in one this go around, hasn't even been in a convention, and we get told that 3,400 people somehow or another canvassed online, and now she's the nominee for one of the two major parties in the country, and nobody gets a say in it. Kind of a modern take on the old time smoke filled rooms. Except this time you wonder what they were smoking. So here we go again. I think of that thing with Tupac. What was it? I'm in the dorms listening to Tupac and smoking a J, somebody said, and I inhaled, she said, and problem was is when she was in the dorm at Howard, Tupac was all of 11 years old. So when Tupac had his first release, he was 21, 23 when he made the charts the first time. And guess what she was doing? She was an assistant prosecutor for Alameda County, California. So you want to get the image of a prosecutor being up in a dorm room when her primary emphasis was prosecuting simple possession charges and she's smoking a joint. That just like, okay, believe it if you will, but that's the kind of credibility we have.
So you knowing Kamala before people knew who she was, and you don't recall her ever pushing her black side, ever?
No, what black side? I mean, what black side? And I find it disingenuous. You get all of these apologists who talk about, yeah, she has slaveholders in her background, but it was probably because one of her black ancestors, a woman, got raped. No, that is not what happened in this case. It is directly on the white side, coming straight down. And as her daddy says often, he's Irish and he is Indian. So where do you get it? It doesn't make any difference. This woman has absolutely no connection with American history. People were accusing her of being an anchor baby. She is not an anchor baby. She is the new migrant herself. Now, there are stories around about whether she spent some time in America or whether she spent most of it in Canada, but I know the yearbook she put out says K through 12 up there. And irrespective of that, the bottom line is she's part of the British Commonwealth because that's India, Pakistan, that is used to be Hong Kong, Singapore, it used to be Australia, New Zealand, Fiji Island stuff, Kenya, Nigeria, South Africa, you name it. You don't need an extra passport, you just go in there. So her connection is with the British Empire, the English Commonwealth, the UK, and she has no connection, no ancestors, not one of any race, any ethnicity with a connection to the United States of America. And I'm sorry, that's too much a newbie. You're just coming in and quiet as kept. You're not watching your step. You're trying to sneak. And that is not righteous to me. All of the black folk, brown folk, yellow folk, red folk, white folk that have died setting this country up to get where it is, for her to come in, sneak in and be, into the mix on a loophole and become chief executive of the United States just smells to high heavens to me. And what is the loophole? Well, technically, if you are born on American soil, and it appears she was in San Francisco, the Bay Area, whatever you may call it, and you live here 14 years, you're eligible to run for president. Now, that's all well and good, but it's not like her parents were trying to migrate here. They just had academic visas for a limited period of time. They were going to school in the Bay Area. This is 1964, 63, and she got conceived and she got dropped off and quickly taken away. Her sister was born in 1967. She was born in 1964. My ex-wife was born in the same hospital. My late former mother-in-law worked as a pediatrics nurse in that same hospital, and she just happened to be dropped off on a technicality. So now, years later, she's running for United States president. That is in the 235-year history of the United States of America, from the point where the Constitution was ratified in 1789 to now. That is the least connected any candidate has been with the United States of America when it comes to ancestors. And then we don't have her having won one single primary, not one. And we don't even have her selected at an open convention. What in the devil's going on? Something is not right about this picture.